Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have any questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached.
Around?
That is one of the ways. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those of you that need instant gratification in this millennial-based world. And of course, the show's Twitter feed is at Skimpod. That's SKIMPOD. For the more patient amongst you, which is none of us, let's be honest, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again, being spelled with a K. We're also available via Apple Podcast, something I've never heard of, Stitcher Radio. Are any of you still using that shit? TuneIn Radio, whatever the fuck that is, I couldn't tell you. Google Play, I've heard of that. I don't use it, but if you do, thank you. Spotify, now that one I use, so find us on there. I know we're on there. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Now I ask that you please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show because honestly, I don't do that shit. And I need someone to pick up my slack. Now, I hear that there is a group of people here that collectively discuss music, and they provide for you, yes you, a pod called Cast. It's a musical discussion show built on a hip-hop foundation, which seems to be what makes the musical world turn these days, and I hear it's pretty swell. Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, The Real ODP, and your host, Internet's Tasty Tayrel713.
One more time, I come. Knucklehead flow that make you act real dumb. Yo, I burn your food like Florence. Run up in your crib like my name was Search Warrant.
Search Warrant!
Suck your mouth, nigga, don't you complain. Fix you up, mix you up, cut like procaines. Ugh, insane to your brain. Right on your subconscious, I'll leave my shit stain. I be the Moses with rhyme overdoses. I'm stepping over shit like onychomoses. Sick lyrics like multiple sclerosis. Focus while I display flows ferocious. Weak niggas just fall and keep tumbling. Distribute lyrics like I'm hand-to-hand herb hustling. Hardcore like Quick Draw McGraw. Fuck what you heard, you ain't heard this before. I make sure that everything remains raw.
There's only 5 years left.
Hello,
that song.
and welcome to Stays Crunchy and Milk episode 373. Back up in this bitch again. We're joined by the man of 1,000 nicknames. The artist formerly known as Chesterfield Rock Wills, the 216's own Tatum.
Ho Biden.
We're also joined by the Cleveland. I was about to say the Cleveland Browns good luck charm. That was last week's.
Oh yeah.
And they lost.
We hella lost.
In a way that
you can't even claim, like I said, you can't even claim good luck charm because like they've only ever won 2 games I've gone to, and I've gone to like 10 games now.
Have you ever noticed hold
on, I'm in the middle of introductions. We'll get there.
No. This has something to do with your introduction.
All right.
Like when you watch a game, like that you really want to watch your team lose, but when you forget to watch it, you get busy, they win.
Yeah, I rarely turn on a Cleveland Browns game unless I hear my neighbor across the street screaming, and then I realize they've done something good, and I'll turn it on right quick to see what happened. I always worry that I am the bad luck charm. That's just what it is. I'm gonna flip it and say we're also joined by Cleveland's own version of Gritty, my man Lunchbox.
I think a kitty when I hear gritty.
Fair enough, sir. Well, we're also joined by the last of the Golden Coquis. It's the suburban Puerto Ricans, the real ODP, my homeboy Gabe.
By the time this episode comes out, will we have a winner? I don't know.
Yes, it'll be 2 weeks from now.
Three. This is the third episode that we will have in store.
No matter what happens, we all lose.
Probably.
Vanessa pointed this out to me the other day, and I was like, that is hilarious, and I feel like that needs to be discussed on the show. She saw it somewhere on the internet, and I was just like, we're going to ride out with that one. So, I'm going to start with this adage, and we're going to delve into why. Looks like drugs have won the war on drugs. Oregon becomes the first state to decriminalize possession of hard drugs. We start there. Oregon made it legal basically for everything. And I mean everything. Meth, heroin, all the goody goods. You can now, if you're in the great state of Oregon, go ahead and do it. Because you are good to go. I want to get you a story more specific to Oregon because that was like all states did some shit with drugs, but I want to get Oregon's actual take because it was just like
who's the governor of Oregon? Marion Barry?
Oregon on Tuesday. This is from I don't know this news source agency. I guess this is a French news source.
Bitch, set me up.
But Oregon on Tuesday became the first U.S. state to decriminalize hard drugs, including possessions of small amounts of heroin and cocaine.
Oh, small amounts.
And to legalize access to magic mushrooms for therapeutic use. Everybody has the same thing. So basically, they let it walk with that. But I want to talk about, so that one right there was like, holy cow, that's amazing. But what I want to delve into further was how multiple states decriminalized marijuana in some way, including a couple of states that lean more conservative. So this is from USA Today. Jay Cannon who's the credited byline on that one. These states legalized recreational marijuana on election day is the title, but there's more in the story. Americans were still I don't care about clarity for the presidential race Wednesday morning. Perhaps lost in the frantic haze of election night. Funny how lost in the haze. Was the legalization of recreational marijuana in 4 states. Was
it a purple haze?
I wasn't happy with them making the joke. What made you think I was gonna get happier if you made one? So. Arizona, New Jersey, South Dakota, and Montana. South Dakota, the super spreader of super spreaders. Most of the good chunk of COVID we have right now can be sourced right back to it in the Stearns motorcycle rally. That's not in this story. That's me just talking shit about fuck South Dakota. In Montana, all passed legislation Tuesday permitting the possession of weed by adults, which means 15 states have legalized recreational weed or voted to legalize it. South Dakota and Mississippi also passed initiatives to allow for medical marijuana, which now means 36 states permit the legal distribution of medical weed, according to a tally by NORML, a nonprofit marijuana public advocacy group. Legal weed supporters argue that enforcement of bans does more harm than the drug itself, swallowing up community resources while disproportionately affecting people of color. Opponents caution the widespread use and accessibility that could come with legalization, suggesting it could lead to unforeseen health effects or have negative effect on young people. Despite a slew of passages, marijuana stocks fell Wednesday morning, probably a result of uncertainty of the presidential and congressional elections. I don't think there was much uncertainty for the congressional elections, but whatever.
It's funny because the ones I have went up today.
They went up today. This was yesterday's story, so hey.
Well, they've gone up the last 3 days, but yeah.
Oregon, which is already home to legal marijuana use, further relaxed drug laws, becoming the first state to decriminalize the possession of small amounts of cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine. Proponents said the removal of punishments for non-violent drug offenses and increased social services could help those dealing with substance abuse get their life back on track. Now that weed is legal in 4 more states, when will residents be able to buy it? Here's what to know about weed in Arizona, New Jersey, South Dakota, and Montana. In Arizona, Proposition 207, which passed Tuesday, which would legalize possessions of as much as an ounce of marijuana for adults 21 and older, and set up a licensing system for retail sale of the drug. Starting with, it's not a drug at this point. At this point,
it's a plant. And you just smoke, if you happen to set it afire, there are some effects.
Well, I feel like we got with this level of legality at this point, it's like we don't call oregano a drug, and that's just basically what it is, people. It's not a drug no more. Let it go. But they've been writing this way for so long that they don't know no better. Starting with medical marijuana dispensaries operating in the state, sales could begin in March under the measure. Once the election results are made official November 30th, possession and growing as many as 6 plants at home will be legal for adults. The measure would allow people convicted of marijuana crimes, such as a felony charge for possession, to have their record expunged by the courts. I like that states are adding that little verbiage lately. Been like basically wiping records because it ain't illegal and it probably shouldn't ever been, but whatever. It would establish special social equity licenses for communities historically disenfranchised by marijuana laws. Again, I like that they added that because oftentimes people of color can't get in on these marijuana sales. That's just been proven over the years where it has been legalized at otherwhere. In Jersey, in a ballot question Tuesday, voters overwhelmingly backed the possession, sale, and use of marijuana, again for adults over 21. But the drug will remain illegal until legislators pass a bill decriminalizing it. That makes no sense to me, but it's weird how states do that sometimes. Before marijuana users can light up at home, again, we're not lighting up in 2020. We just eat some edibles. People just got to shake it off.
Some people will still lighten up.
I'm sure there are some people who still light up, but in reality of it is, that's so 2000 and late. Without fear of arrest, the legislature and Cannabis Regulatory Commission must pass either enabling legislation, which would formally direct law enforcement to stop arresting people for marijuana possession, or a decriminalization bill. An alternative, which could happen shortly after results are certified, is a directive from the state attorney general ordering police to stop arresting people under marijuana laws. New Jersey AG General, AG General, Lord knows, AG Gerber Gruwall, so there was 3 G words there, you can see where I was going to fuck up at, said Wednesday that there would be no formal change to enforcement of the state's marijuana laws until the legislature and Cannabis Regulatory Commission pass legalization, decriminalizing the drug. If you saw the story, you'd see that they did not put a space in any of those words. That's why I was confusing for your boy. So basically, the people in New Jersey passed it, and the AG in that state ain't gonna do nothing to help y'all smoke y'all weed. Fuck that dude. Narrow passage of a constitutional amendment. South Dakota went hard on this one. A Constitutional Amendment A legalizes the possession, transportation, and distribution of up to an ounce of marijuana for adults 21 and over. If you are not a fan of marijuana, I don't think people are grasping how much an ounce of marijuana is. That's a little fat sack of weed. And so these states is letting people hold a lot of weed. I'm kind of like, all right. And the state, possession of up to an ounce of marijuana for adults, again, 21 and over. The state resoundingly adopted medical marijuana. Based on state law governing the process by which ballot questions take effect, voter-approved cannabis rules won't become law until July 1st, 2021. So that's when it goes down in South Dakota. As for Montana, a pair of complementary ballot initiatives that would legalize recreational marijuana use for adults were approved on Tuesday's ballot, the AP reported. I-190 creates rules for marijuana use, including a 20% tax and the option for individual counties to prohibit dispensaries. CI-118 amends the state constitution. Again, they are enshrining this into their state's documents to allow Montana to set a minimum buying age at 21. Both measures needed to pass for recreational marijuana use to become legal. Possession and use of weed would be legal starting January 1st, 2021. The bill says, and recreational sales are to begin in January 2022. Again, to go back to what my girlfriend said and made me laugh with, it truly is that drugs have lost the war on drugs. They should put their guns away, put flowers in their hair, and accept that it's just kind of pointless at this point. It's just weed. And fuck it, it's just mushrooms in Oregon and the District of Columbia, who passed legalized the magic mushrooms. I'm scared of magic mushrooms. Would y'all do that, or have y'all done that?
I haven't, and I don't think I would. I don't think I would do heroin either. I'm not trying to inject myself with shit.
Yeah, and snorting it could just lead to bad places. Pulp Fiction taught us anything, so.
Yeah. And then you get an injection in your heart of an adrenaline shot.
Which is an injection that you just didn't want. You could avoid injections all around.
I've never done any drugs.
I wonder if I don't think I want to do hallucinogenics. Is basically what it comes down to.
Yeah, did they legalize that? They legalized all drugs. That includes acid.
I didn't see acid on that list, but I mean, they said you can do meth.
So are they? With all that being said, are they going to have heroin and cocaine dispensaries as well?
No, they basically just said you can have small amounts. They didn't say how you. They didn't seem to ask how you got it. So I don't.
This feels kind of like in The Wire when they made Amsterdam. like
Amsterdam.
Yeah, like you could just go over there, sell your wares. and the cops won't mess with you. Just don't leave that block or whatever. Like, that's kind of what this feels like. They're hoping that, like, if they're just like, fuck it, whatever, that, like, it'll just police itself.
I'm just wondering, along with that, do they increase, like, needle exchanges and stuff like that? And maybe if they did have, like, dispensaries would pure amounts kill more people?
I wonder if it, so from what I've been hip to, I've heard that less people have died of overdoses in Oregon because the cartel highly runs the shit in Oregon. And so it ain't a bunch of stepped on shit. It's not a bunch of fentanyl getting into the supply so they got there. It's just, some heroin and relatively clean heroin. So it's like that's what's basically been people have been dying or getting killed, was off from has been fentanyl. People have been putting other stuff. It's wildly stepped on, So I would think maybe cleaner drugs could lead to less deaths.
I feel like it'll be fine until like some parent leaves their acid out and their kid gets into it thinking it's a dot candy on the paper and just eats like 10 of them bitches.
Oh shit, yeah.
But
that's like people worried about like, I mean, it happens, but I mean, it doesn't happen often enough that some kid, eat somebody's edibles. But we did read a story on this very show.
It's like a small, probability. All I'm saying is it's going to take one, and then there's going to be an army of parents outside the courthouse. Like, how could you do this to our community?
My community.
Well, do they have to be the ones that admit they left their drugs out for their kid to consume?
Yeah, I don't even let my kids near my sugarless gun. So, what I'm gonna let them near my acid stash for?
All I'm saying is maybe like you take a hit, you start tripping, you forget to put it back in the drawer, you leave it out, it looks like dot candy, and next thing you know, your kid's riding into the wave with you right next to you.
Is that what acid looks like?
Speaking of somebody who eats candy a lot, man, I ain't ate dot candy in 35 years.
You still make dot candy?
I haven't either.
BA Sweeties.
Yes, but then the first thing my kid's gonna say is, "I don't want that bullshit. Give me some now and later."
I don't even remember what it tastes like.
It don't.
Is it just like crunchy sugar?
Much.
Yeah, it's just crunchy sugar. That candy was the.
It always had some paper stuck to it.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
That's what I didn't like about it.
I'd rather take some acid than eat that candy.
Oh my god!
I straight up and down with trip balls.
And then they gotta watch.
Right, that cheap ass candy.
They fucking little kids start tripping and start watching 1970s Sesame Street. If it's still on Netflix, it's not.
No.
Oh,
it's on HBO.
It's on HBO
Sesame
Max.
Street.
So the reason Sesame Street's still going is because HBO paid for it. Cause
it's on Canopy if somebody want to watch it for free, but then of course you got to have internet and the capability to download. Canopy
I had a picnic with the ladybugs at the ladybug picnic.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the ladybugs, whatever at the ladybug picnic. I
still sing that to my kids.
Nice. Yeah, we get to. You ever do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah,
12.
Yeah, that was another classic John. This story and like this is my last story, so y'all start getting ready to start taking over. Only had a couple of stories to tell. I saw it and made me laugh, and I figured it would get us going. What in the world is a $590 scratch-and-sniff T-shirt doing in 2020? And why is shipping still not free? This story is by Katie Weaver of the New York Times, and I saw this in my New York Times newsletter I get every morning. The universe tends toward ever-increasing disorder. Earlier this year, the luxury fashion house Lanvin released several varieties of scratch-and-sniff T-shirts priced at $590. At one time, the scented T-shirts would have been unscented hats because that is what Jeanne Lanvin sold in the Parisian hat shop she opened in 1889. Roughly 1 1/4 centuries before a multi-billion-dollar private Chinese conglomerate called Fosun International acquired a majority stake in the luxury fashion brand born on her enterprise. The shirts came in 4 sizes, 3 varieties, and 2 genders: cherry for men, blackberry for women, and strawberry for both. Their scents were faint, but not subtle. A person standing near the wearer than manners permit would be met with a brazenly synthetic aroma of artificial fruits. The cherry t-shirt smelled of cherry-flavored cough drops. The blackberry t-shirt smelled purple, the flavor of artificial grape. Over email, a Lanvin representative insists the scents corresponded to the fruit that was pictured on the shirt. At present, there are just about 7.7 billion people on this planet, and most of them couldn't fashion you a scratch-and-sniff garment if you paid them. By this measurement, Lanvin comes out ahead, but does it make admirable use of its advantage? That is one of the thousands of questions t-shirts inspire. There's also the riddle inherent in their design. What if, or from Lanvin's point of view, why don't certain things, e.g. t-shirt fabric, smell more like things, e.g. grape gum? If we assumed, as it appears Lanvin does, that novel scents are intrinsically desirable in one's clothes, why these scents? Why now? What is the cash value of a shirt that smells significantly more like cherry-flavored cough suppressant than other shirts? The company's optimistic guess, $590. For how many days is a $590 t-shirt good before it turns and is worth merely $295, the shirt's eventual discounted sale price? It is acceptable that some people enjoy the option to buy scratch-and-sniff t-shirts, with shipping costs more than the supplemental $600 allotted weekly to 30 million unemployed un-Americans. I don't know if you need to add that to this story, but sure thing, champ. To keep them fed and housed after the initial eruption of the coronavirus pandemic. What do blackberries smell like? And why is the shipping not free? This story goes on and on like that, which is kind of just...
It was just trying to fill up them 500 words.
Bruh.
Boy.
I will say, I'm actually going to put the link to this story in the chat, and I wish to see how long this story actually goes, because 500 words would be reasonable.
Spanky, be reasonable.
I was amused by the headline, and having now read the story, I'm like, fuck off, bro. That's kind of unnecessary. But also, I was just thinking about scratch-and-sniff shit back in the day.
Yep.
Scratch-and-sniff stickers, scratch-and-sniff pins or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And how dope it was if you got a scratch-and-sniff sticker on your paper from the teacher, as opposed to just, a star or whatever. And how the skunk one smelled interestingly bad.
The skunk smell a lot worse than those stickers.
Yeah, but it was also just a wildly, gross kind of smell. So
yeah, I remember even the stinky stickers, because I remember it kind of smelled like skunk or from He-Man.
Yes, I remember the pizza one, which didn't really smell like pizza, but it had something going on it, like a salty.
Yeah, it was spicy.
Some spices.
And I remember grape always did smell like, some grape Hubba Bubba. That seems to still be it still just seems to be the flavor. And why is grape, I know this is dumb. I know this is a weird question to ask or whatever, but grape tastes nothing like grape. But grape is a delicious ass flavor. You feel me? Like, I like, every now and again, I will, if I'm at, what's the pizza spot down there on
Athens?
Rocky River. We get the big cheap pizza from Athens. If I'm in Athens, I grab a grape soda out their cooler when I'm in there picking up a pizza, because it's just good. And like I said, I'll drive home and drink that. And sometimes I'll just snag one for Xander because he appreciates a grape soda, a good grape soda. I believe those are Welch's maybe grape soda. Don't know what brand that is, but a well-made grape soda can be appreciated, great flavor and so forth. But I just, like I said, that story made me think about, like I said, just the OG scratch and sniff game. You know what I'm saying? Who was it? It was strawberry shortcake, you know what I'm saying? It smelled like, all these various fruit smells and so forth. But then, of course, the boys, we had, skunk ore. We had anything else that smelled good in the game. They never gave us good smelling shit. Why are they always trying to make boys stinky? What's up with that?
I'd like some gain ore.
What boys are made of.
Fights evil with the power of smelling like fresh laundry.
Smelling fresh and clean. I'm saying we out here. Oh my gosh. But there you go, man. T is giving you what he's giving you this week. We slide over to my man Ant and see what's crack-a-lacking with him.
What is crack-a-lacking with? Absolutely nothing. I've had I guess what we will call a solid week. It doesn't seem like it's Thursday already. Tomorrow's Friday.
That is how weeks travel. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, did you guys watch Hot Ones this week?
I did not. I don't know who that person is.
I haven't watched Hot Ones in 2 weeks. I did not watch Sam Smith, and I have no fucking clue who Sweetie is.
Sweetie is a rapper, and she's one of the dudes from the Migos' girlfriend. But she's I don't really listen to her music, even though I think she got some good songs. I swear before this episode came out, I was like, I should probably send some information about who Sweetie is to the guys because they're not going to know who she is.
How do you spell that?
So, when they tweeted out that she was going to be on the show the other day, I saw it and I was like, who the fuck is that? And I quote tweeted them with like a, who's that gif, you know? And then I went and I looked through all the comments and it was a lot of people going, who is that? And then I clicked on the quote tweets option so I could see all the people who quote tweeted and what they said. Mm-hmm. And all the people who quote tweeted it were like millennial, or what comes after millennial? Gen Z?
Zennials.
Zennials? Is that what it's called now?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Zennials going, oh shit, I love her. I can't wait to see it. So it was like, you had to be a Zennial for the tweet portion anyway to know who the fuck she was, because all the rest of us were just like, who the fuck is that?
All right, how do you spell Sweetie?
Saweetie, S-A Weedy.
S-E...
S-A...
W-E-E-T-I.
Yeah. Saweetie.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I know who she is. It's not like I listen to her music or anything like that, but like she's in the zeitgeist. I don't know. I mean, I tried to get ahead of it. I should have did a better job of that.
It's cool. I don't really fuck with I don't really fuck with Sam Smith, so I definitely wouldn't watch this episode.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Did you watch Matthew McConaughey?
I have not watched McConaughey, and I want to watch McConaughey, but I have not watched McConaughey yet.
All right, I guess back to the matter at hand, or should I wait till Gabe come back?
Yeah, I also don't like Ronda Rousey, so I didn't watch her episode, and I should watch Naomi Campbell because I do kind of fuck with her. Plus, I heard she was a good episode, and she even though I don't really trust Brett Baker's power rankings, she is in his top 10, so I'd like to know why.
I'll have to watch that. I guess I haven't watched almost any of this season then.
Ronda Rousey's was okay.
Yeah, I just seen the clip of hers and I was like, I don't even like the way her face looked.
Yeah.
So I did finish. I've been trying to work my way through a couple things on, like through my viewing. I finished The Boys the other day.
Okay.
Man, I gotta say, season 2 ended very well. When is season 3 coming out on lunch?
Whenever COVID allows them to film it, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So the first season came out last July, and then COVID delayed this one a little bit because this one was originally supposed to come out in July, but instead they dropped it Labor Day weekend. Well, they dropped the first 3 episodes of the season on Labor Day weekend, and then they released a new episode every Friday for like 5 or 6 weeks after that, or whatever it was.
Well, I enjoyed that. I felt like if they're when they do the next season, I feel like they need to fast forward at least 5 years or something like that. What do you think, Lunch?
So the thing is, like, they're using the comic books for source material, like Walking Dead did, but they're making some.
It's a comic book?
Yeah, The Boys is based off of a comic book.
Oh.
So I've never read the comic book, but like so after the second season ended, I looked up some stuff on some of the characters to understand it a little bit better, and like one of the scenes in the show, they altered it from the comic book, so like some of the characters in the scene and stuff got kind of changed out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like I don't know the source material, but there is source material.
That's interesting. I didn't know it was a comic book either. I just know I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, I enjoy the fact that like Amazon's willing to go there with the raunchiness of it, and it's because we get all these other superhero shows that are all kind of formulaic and like they all feel the same after a while. That like to get something different it's interesting and refreshing. Like I started watching Black Lightning the other day on Netflix, and it's like watching Arrow or Flash, Batman, Super. It's like watching any of them, except in this case the characters are a black family. The thing that pisses me off about it is the fact that like it's like a 6'4", 6'5" ish. I started watching the show, right, and it was like the 4th episode was where I started to like lose my shit because the main character is a older black dude, not like old, but like middle-aged black dude. 5 o'clock shadow, athletic.
It was Queen Latifah's boyfriend in Living Single.
There we go. And so like he's like the superhero of name of the show.
Black Lightning.
Yeah. And in the 4th episode, he goes to this bar to talk to this dude that he went to high school with because that dude is now like one of the drug dealers and he's trying to get some info and to get him to stop dealing drugs. So he goes in like his normal street clothes and like talks to the guy. And like the guy kind of is just like, look, baby, I got to do what I got to do. It was nice seeing you. So then like he leaves. He goes and changes into his superhero gear, comes back like an hour later to talk to the guy in the same bar. But my problem with it was like, he seems to be a tallish black man. 5 o'clock shadow, beard, well done up, like edged up everything. Like, it's like you just were talking to this dude an hour ago. Then he shows back up later in a yellow suit and some swim goggles, and you can't tell it's the same motherfucker. Like, his whole face is exposed. Like, it's the same complexion, same height, same beard. All he's doing is he's wearing a yellow jumpsuit with a lightning bolt on his chest and some clear swim goggles on his face, and you can't tell it's him?
That's the same. That's the same universe where dude take his glasses off or put his glasses on and he's in costume
and have hair in his face.
Yeah. You can't trust DC.
Yeah, it's worse for Superman. His hair is literally like just swept off his face, and he take his glasses off. At least Black Lightning got on a suit and got on goggles.
Yeah, I know, like his daughter at least, like she puts on latex and like she'll put on like a different color wig sometimes and shit. So there's like
she get thicker.
Yeah, yeah. There's like some sort of disguise to that, you know. But he's just like, I'm gonna put these glasses on; they'll never be able to tell. And then it's like it's fucked up too because it's like people seen this motherfucker, and like in one of the earlier episodes. Because I watched like 13 episodes of it the other day. And one of the earlier episodes, like his daughters get kidnapped. And I guess like he hadn't been a superhero in like 9 years. So then he puts the suit back on to go save his daughters. And it's like they're in like he's the principal of the school, right? So like they're having like this like meeting in the auditorium with like the parents and shit. And this lady stands up and she's like, you know, my daughter's been in this brothel for over a year, and I've been trying to get her out. No one will help me. And then your daughters get kidnapped.
Where the brothels at?
What?
There's brothels in America?
Well, no.
Besides
the crime lords turned the one motel into a prostitute house, you know. But she's like, I've been trying to get my daughter back from there for over a year now, and no one will help me. Your daughters get kidnapped, and suddenly Black Lightning shows back up. Why is that? And I'm just like, so you're all putting it together, but you just won't look at the man. Hold up a photo next to his head, and you got it.
Shit, I don't watch none of the fucking CW superhero shows because they all just have a. I'm like, nah, that's not for me, and that's okay. I'm not trying. I am judging them. I'm not literally trying to judge them because I have never watched them. I can't judge them. I just was like, no, none of those look like they're for me.
I didn't even know that it was a CW show when I started watching it. I thought maybe it was a Netflix show because I'd never heard of it. But like it showed up in my recommended a couple weeks back, and I put it in my list. So the other day, like I was like, I'll start watching this to see what it's about. And then that's when I got like into it, and I was like, oh, this is a CW show. You know, it was like, you know, the hot ex-wife or whatever, and the daughters like hooked me in because I'm just like. This show is like, I know I'm supposed to suspend belief because it's a superhero show and they're not real, but like, come on, man! Like, you at least gotta like cover up your beard or something.
I mean, when Arrow first started, he was wearing just grease paint over his eyes and a hood.
Well, but it's like the motherfucker had been missing for like all that time. He shows back up suddenly, and also this Arrow dude shows up at the same fucking time. What a coincidence!
Oh shit! It's
Yeah, I haven't watched any of those shows either, but I am currently in the market for something else to watch.
You been watching Bake Off?
Yes, I have.
So,
but I kind of feel like those first couple, we talked about it in our private lives, but I kind of felt like, I mean, it started off on some bullshit a little bit.
That black chick shouldn't have went home that first episode is bullshit. Again, the one dude who eventually went 3 weeks later, or whatever how long it was before they sent my man home. He should have went that first week. He should have went he should have went a couple of weeks.
I feel like almost every season, it's been a couple seasons where they remind people that over and over, I mind you, style over substance.
Yeah.
That's one of the big downfalls of that show, I believe. They'll be like, yo, food looks incredible, but it tastes like crap.
Also, that week where the motherfuckers just decided, let's make brownies weird, when all they wanted was some brownies. It had me. I wanted to throw the whole damn lot of them out. I was like, bruh, all you got to do is make some brownies. Hey, you just made a pan of brownies, and eventually it was the old lady won that week, and like, yeah, it's like, because she made a pan of brownies. They weren't perfect, but they were as close. They were as close to actual just what they wanted than anything.
Speaking of baked goods, you know how I told you guys, like, I got that vegan peanut butter chocolate cake slice from Whole Foods last week that was like the worst fucking thing I ever ate?
I did not realize it was vegan.
Yeah. So that's what that was the caveat, because like all the vegan shit I'd gotten at Whole Foods up to that point had been pretty solid, like barely can tell the difference good, you know? And then the cake, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And it wasn't even like it made it like healthier in any way. Like the calories on it were still fucking insane. So I was just like, God damn, this isn't for me. But then like I'm watching like I think it was a MASH video yesterday where it was like depression era foods that are making a comeback. Because it was like people had to stretch $1 back then and shit. Mm-hmm. And it was like meatloaf and baked beans and a couple other things. And then they were like, oh, and chocolate cake where you make it with oil instead of butter and you don't use eggs and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, then they were talking about how it's like the kind of recipes that like people who make vegan desserts use because they don't use dairy products and shit. And I'm like, oh, no wonder that cake fucking sucked.
I wouldn't blame the veganness of it. Like I like you said, I've had Whole Foods vegan desserts before, and I've been pleased.
I can't trust your fucking taste on them situations, though, man. You like ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake is actually good, though. It's the name.
Yeah, I thought that was the problem. I thought you liked ice cream cake. You just don't like that it's called cake.
Don't fuck this comedy up, man. Come on, just roll.
Oh.
Sorry.
It gets no respect.
Tell yous.
Oh yeah, and what's interesting, the guy who hosts My Mama Told Me, he's in 4 episodes of The Boys.
Oh, Langston Kerr's in there? No. I truly think I would enjoy The Boys. I just have not been able to. I've just not sat down and gave it a shot yet. I have been enjoying. We are 2 weeks into The Mandalorian. I've very much enjoyed that so far.
What's that about? But don't.
Yo, are you ever gonna watch The Mandalorian?
No.
Any of y'all gonna watch The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch The Mandalorian.
All right. I'm going to. I haven't gotten to it yet.
I'll leave it be then. But that second episode was a banger in the surprise category. So that's what made me go, oh, bitch.
Wait, the second episode's out already?
Yes. I thought we were 2 episodes deep. Are we only 1 episode deep and I'm just wilding? I
have no idea. I haven't started the second season at all. I didn't know if they dumped the whole season. I didn't know if they did 1 episode. I don't know.
They do it week by week, and I might be wrong. It might only be 1 episode.
Yeah, because it just started last Friday. It came out on Halloween Eve or whatever.
Halloween isn't Eve.
You are correct. There's only one episode out of season 2, and it was a banger. And I was like, hell yeah, Mando's back. I was very happy to have it back. So the husband from
Modern Family?
No, Santa Clarita Diet is in this episode, and it was good to see him in a different role.
Oh, let's check it out.
So
ain't that what's Josh Duhamel? No,
but he looked like Josh Duhamel. Everybody say that. It's the same thing. Me and Vanessa was like, it's like
from Justified.
Timothy Oliphant.
It is Timothy Oliphant. Yes.
Yeah, that's more of his kind of wheelhouse anyway.
Yeah, the vibe was legit. So I was feeling it, and it's like I said, a real fun episode. So it's just week by week. So of course you have to suffer, but you know what I'm saying, because I know people are like, I want to watch it all, but it was great.
Let's check it out.
I'm very happy to have.
Before it gets spoiled.
Very happy to have Mando back.
Did you guys watch Borat yet? The new Borat movie?
Vanessa watched it, loved it. I just know it's not my kind of my stilo. So
I have not watched it.
I watched it last week. It's really good. Did I talk about it on the show last week or no?
No, we talked about that in our private lives.
Oh, okay.
You told me to watch it. I watched it. I like the first one better.
I haven't watched the first one in probably since it came out.
Nice.
But I felt like this was like really well done. Like I laughed, which doesn't always happen with comedy movies, and
I don't always laugh at comedy, but when I do it.
Well, no, sometimes like I'll watch a comedy movie, think it's funny, but not actually laugh out loud. Yeah. I mean, whereas like with this, I did a few times.
You want to hear something funny? Last night, or it was either last night or the night before. Knocked Up was on. It was on E, right? And I remember like watching it and like religiously when it came out on Blu-ray and DVD, and like watching it, and then like watching it. I think they came out in 2007 or something like that. And watching it as an adult with kids, that shit was not fucking funny. That shit was so uncomfortable.
You know, I liked Knocked Up, but it was like not one of like my favorites of that era. I think part of it is because Katherine Heigl's like off-putting. I know like she's supposed to be in that movie in a way because she's supposed to be like the uppity one, but like I don't know, there's something about her that like feels uninviting.
No one seems to like her, but it becomes like, does no one like her because she's unlikable, or people just treating a woman kind of shitty? And which however way it lands, I don't know. But a lot of people don't like Katherine Heigl in Hollywood, and you gotta wonder, why is that? You know what I'm saying? Is it truly she's unlikable, or is it Hollywood being shitty to a woman who knows what she wants? You know what I'm saying? And how she gonna handle her business? Can't call it.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask you. Did you? Because I guess she didn't get along with anybody on set and stuff. Mm-hmm. So did you hear about that first, or did you not like her before then?
I mean, like, didn't she have problems with like her Grey's Anatomy castmates too?
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I've never had any interaction with her. You know, like I'm just strictly an observer. I'll tell you though, man. When I was in high school and she was on Roswell, whew. I don't know if any of you know what Roswell is.
I've not seen Roswell.
I'm girthy. WB show, WB or CW show. I don't know which time.
I don't know. I never saw it.
Oh, okay,
but she was popular around that time, and like as a growing boy, that was those pictorials that were out back. This was like when you had to struggle to find good porn, you know, and you had to use your imagination. Like some Katherine Heigl pics got me through at times in my high school years.
Oh, you got girthy up in that bitch, huh?
Got girthy enough. Got the job done.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
But like, as far as her being an actress, like, she's never really like impressed me with anything I've ever seen. You know, I'll be like, honestly, like when I watched her as a teen or like my early 20s, it was strictly for eye candy's sake.
Yeah,
I really can't think of like anybody besides Nia Long that I found. I'm like, oh man, even like with growing up watching television shows. I hated Laura Winslow. I thought she was a POS. I hated the way she treated Urkel, and she didn't fly my cat.
Thank you, sir.
Myra was the gem.
You know what? That shit hit me hard when she died.
I know.
Yeah.
I was just like, how somebody that thick gonna die? I just didn't know how that was supposed to happen. That shit messed me up.
I mean, it's just like the premise of it all. Like, Steve's, pawning after Laura, who, like, treats him like shit. And he's got, like, this intelligent, loyal, loving, thick girl, like, chasing after him. And he's just, like, ignoring her for the bitch who don't want him. And then, she don't want him until he gets hot. It's like, it's just a terrible analogy of real life.
Pretty much, he has to transform into a completely different person, which Stefan's a stupid name. Let's be honest here.
It was stylish.
Stefan Urkel.
But then, like, Laura don't get with Steve.
Why would you pronounce your last name differently?
Was he a different person?
Different person. And he just was gonna be that.
So, but then, like, when Steve splits him and Stefan, Laura don't want anything to do with Steve until she gets played by Stefan, and he treats her like she's been treating Steve Urkel for all those seasons. And then Steve's stupid enough to take her ass.
Love is a bitch, man.
Fucking right. Love will make you do some shit you shouldn't do ever.
I didn't realize you was holding this much heat on about Urkel. Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't. I hate. Yeah, I honestly, the stuff you talking about was after it probably went to Fox
CBS.
or something. I stopped watching it at
CBS. It did go to CBS.
It turned to a sci-fi show.
But,
yeah, he jumped the shark a little bit, but I'm still the message remains the same. Even if he didn't split like Stefan and him and do all that sci-fi shit and all that crap, Laura still treated him shit for like the first 6 or 7 seasons of that show.
Yeah, I had to stop. I hadn't.
I mean, look at it. He could dance. He could ball. He was hella intelligent. The only thing he did wrong was wear his pants up to like his nipples. And like that's it.
And that's
he's a little clumsy.
That could be
he's a little clumsy, but like clearly he was coordinated enough to do athletic shit.
Drove a Beamer.
Yeah.
He was driving that smart car before anybody else.
I'm saying he was.
The only thing you could like really knock him for was his fashion sense. Everything else, he was nailing it.
He had that voice and laugh.
He was of course the Fonzie of that show, which is why the original mama from that show was like, I'm out. I'm not doing this shit. This is supposed to be a show about a black family. How I become the Urkel goddamn show. And Happy Days was supposed to be a show about a family, and it became the Fonzie show. It just is one of those things.
I gotta call bullshit on her too, because she didn't leave until at least 7 or 8 seasons in. She was rolling deep in that Urkel money before she was like, you know what? I got integrity.
She's just mad because the show spawned off of her appearance on Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, it was supposed to be her show, yes. And I get it. But I'm sure she's still getting royalties right now.
It's not being her show before Urkel came along. It's shifted to the dad.
I didn't say her show. It was supposed to be a show about a black family. That's what it was. All I'm saying.
But she's bitter.
Not a black neighbor.
I mean, look, Aunt Ben was mad at Will Smith until this year when he finally just pulled her coat and was like, come holler at me. So, can't call it, man. Some people just be mad.
Maybe Urkel and that mama can still reconcile.
I mean,
I don't know.
Like Kevin Garnett, baby. Anything is possible. So.
Is anybody interested in what I've been watching?
That is kind of the purpose of this conversation, sir, for us to share with one another.
All right. We've been watching The Punisher, and it sparked a debate between me and my wife. You know how?
I'm about to say you and your youngest son.
No, me. So I guess people who aren't familiar with The Punisher, he's he's basically a mass murderer. He just kills criminals and lowlifes. But like he kind of goes into hiding in the plain sight, and I'm like, well, how would people not recognize him? My wife's like, you wouldn't recognize him either. So like, given the circumstances, all right, in this universe, where if people who haven't seen Daredevil season 2 and haven't seen The Punisher, there was like a big trial surrounding the Punisher because of his killing of a lot of people, and I kind of high profile trial. I kind of equated to like Scott Peterson or OJ Simpson. Like, would you recognize them if they were walking down the street? So that's what I posed to you, gentlemen. Would you recognize the Punisher if he was just walking around?
I don't know, because these last few years I don't watch the news and stuff anymore. So probably not. So if it's during the times of Trumpito in that time, then I probably wouldn't. But at the same time, it's like yet again, as we spoke about earlier, he probably brushed his hair a different way and walked with a limp, hunched over a little bit.
I just can't tell who people are when they put the swim goggles on.
Either they wear a mask or go by a different name. He does go. He change his name.
Like
he does change his name.
If he put some Ray-Bans on, like he could just drift away.
Wait a minute, are you wearing a black T-shirt without a white skull on the front? I don't know you.
Oh my god!
So I guess we wouldn't recognize the Punisher.
I don't know. I think you probably would, but like would he hide up in the forest?
He went to Michigan and Ohio.
Yeah, that's another funny thing I noticed. Me and Lund spoke about it, but damn, that the Boy Show is a love letter to Ohio, in a lot of ways. I'm always surprised at how much Cleveland comes up in shows.
Yeah, like I mentioned to you, like the guy who does the show is from Ohio. He also did Supernatural, so that's why, like in Supernatural, they ride around in the car with the Ohio license plates.
I was literally just about to ask you, are you watching Supernatural, which I think started up tonight, or are you going to?
Oh, I'll probably wait until it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Because like I don't have a DVR, so I'd have to actually like plan to watch it.
Yeah, you said you've been waiting for that show to end.
I guess unless like maybe it's on like Hulu or something, which I don't know because I don't ever go on Hulu.
Probably possible, correct? I mean, who knows? If it is, it'll be on there tomorrow. It'll be on there tomorrow, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
What else have you been watching?
I
besides
watched the second season of The Umbrella Academy that's on Netflix. Another superhero shit. I've been watching superhero shit. Thought it was pretty good.
I heard that the second season was leaps and bounds better than the first.
We're all missing our Marvel, our yearly Marvel doses of Marvel. So we're just trying to make up for it elsewhere.
I got the damn Disney Plus to watch these Marvel shows, and sorry, did I get that angry?
Yes, you really did.
I did get the Disney Plus to watch the Marvel shows. I enjoy The Mandalorian and watching old Disney and Marvel stuff, but I really was looking forward to like the Marvel stuff, and for it all to be delayed, it kind of feels like I should get some of my Disney Plus money back.
I kind of feel like it was bullshit that they released Mulan, but you got to pay another $27.
It's not released. Like I feel like to me that is just like you have access to Mulan if you want to slap that 30 down, but if not, it'll be free in December. Cool. That's when I'm watching Mulan. If I watch Mulan at all, because a lot of people was like, "Yo, that shit was whack." So it'll be there, but I'm not too whatever about it. I am super hype about WandaVision.
Now, the people who bad mouth Mulan, were they Huns?
It's like you're so smart and you're so funny, and all I want to do is throw a phone at your face right now. You fucking asshole. No, the people who seem to be dissing Mulan seem to be people who of Asian and Chinese descent, who are talking about how a good chunk of that movie was filmed in a region of China where they are killing and imprisoning Muslim people. So they have a reason, and the Mulan of Mulan was like, it's okay to imprison these Muslim people. So
that probably made the battle scenes easier to film. You didn't have to use a lot of extras.
Anyway, probably not watching Mulan. I don't care even if it is free. So it also did.
WandaVision seems like important. Am I slapping 30 down to see Black Widow? I don't know. I don't know if I feel that strongly about Black Widow.
well, all these things are you know what it is. They are a part of an overarching tale. WandaVision is, in my opinion, and a couple of homies of mine's opinion, is how we get mutants into the MCU. Because if you base it on the old school House of M storyline, they killed off depowered a great deal of mutants in the story, and that's what WandaVision is based on, the House of M shit. And so I know in this situation they flip it the other way, and that's how you end up bringing mutants into it, and that's how we end up with MCU mutants, in my opinion. I have no proof of this. I'm just saying, I think that's how it goes down.
Didn't Wanda and Nightcrawler date for a little bit in the comics? I
don't know if Miss Wanda and Mr. Maximoff date. Miss Maximoff and whatever his name is, the Fledermaus.
The Fledermaus.
I think he's a German name. I forgot what his name is.
Something.
Kurt Wagner?
Kirk something, yeah. You know, we have...
I think it's just Kurt Wagner. It's not nothing like super...
We have, like...
Super wacky or nothing like that.
We have the Library of Alexandria available right here in front of us. Nightcrawler. X-Men. He is from Bavaria, the Bavarian region of Germany, and he is Kurt Wagner. You are correct.
I mean, he's only my second favorite X-Men. Either Wolverine or Gambit.
I like Wolverine, but I just think he gets oversaturated when they do X-Men stuff, and I'm hoping that like they give the other X-Men a chance to shine if they do bring them into the Marvel universe.
What X-Men do you think needs to glow up? It just ain't got enough love shown, and they are important in the books.
Oh, so who?
Apache.
What'd he say?
I said Apache.
I'm pretty sure it was a DC character, right?
No, I think he was. I think he was Alpha Flight or something like that.
It was in the Canadian dudes.
Yeah.
They can make Cyclops non-boring.
But he's boring in the comic books too.
No, he as the comic books go on, he becomes like a radical mutant terrorist.
All right, I'm looking at Alpha Flight right now. Ain't none of niggas named Apache. You racist.
All right, hold on. It's either Comanche or something like that.
Marina, Northstar, Puck, Sasquatch, Shaman, Snowbird, Talisman, and Vindicator. These are the members of Alpha Flight.
Apache.
I'm thinking of Jeff on. I'm singing it in my head. Who was the Indian on Justice League?
I sent you the text message.
Yeah,
already.
wasn't that Apache Chief?
Check your phone. I ain't racist.
And he'd say something, and he would grow.
The Apache Kid. I don't know his man word, but
I am the second least racist person on this podcast.
His nigga name is Apache Chief, and he grew big. That was his power. Remember, he just got like he would. It was a dumb power.
Well, you also his strength grew proportionately too.
I'm sorry. The very idea was just like, and as I'm looking at some of the other characters, I'm like, oh, y'all was El Dorado, Samurai. It's like y'all were at one time they were trying to be diverse, at the same time y'all was like really racist. Black Vulcan. Is Black Vulcan and Black Lightning the same thing?
They didn't have any Latin characters? El Dorado. He was that's their Latin character.
Yeah, he wore a stingy brim hat and
he had the power to make his other opponents sleepy or something.
Unlike most of the Super Friends, Black Vulcan was not a pre-existing DC Comics character. This is particularly notable since DC roster did include an African American, that's how you know these people ain't got no black friends since they said African American, superhero with electricity-based powers, Black Lightning, who could not be used on the show due to disputes between DC and Black Lightning's creator, Tony Isabella. So they end up with Black Vulcan, vulcanized rubber, rubber absorbing lightning. I kind of dig what they're doing there, so I kind of see what they're doing there. Ah, goodness gracious.
What was El Dorado's power?
El Dorado. I'm literally was clicking on El Dorado. We're just right there. This show is all over the place today. El Dorado was solely created for the Super Friends cartoons. He appeared as a minor character in Super Friends animated shorts, which aired in 1981 season, and later in Super Friends, the legendary Superpower show, as a full-time member. El Dorado spoke English with a Spanish accent and used both English and Spanish words in full sentences.
That's not a power.
In El Dorado's debut episode, Alien Mumby, it is revealed that he is of Mexican descent. The narrator sets the scene by describing the location as ancient Aztec ruins in the Mexican wilderness.
Fuck.
One of El Dorado's lines is, "These are the mysterious ruins of my people." However, in the Prime Earth continuity, El Dorado first appeared as part of the New 52 universe in Suicide Squad Most Wanted, El Diablo, and Amanda Waller #5 by Jay Nitz and Cliff Richards. El Dorado makes an appearance in issue 1 of the Wonder Twins comic books released by DC Comics in February 2019. He is seen on the top panel, page 9, walking in the Hall of Justice. He makes an appearance in Doomsday Clock, the follow-up series to Watchmen, as a member of Mexico's own super team, Justica. His powers and abilities were not well defined and were highly ambiguous. His most frequently used ability was teleportation, which he accomplished by wrapping his cape over his body and disappearing. Over his body and vanishing. Forgive me. Anyone or anything he wrapped his cape around could also be teleported with him.
He could steal your hubcap super fast.
And there appeared to be no limit to the distance he could travel. Another of his frequently used powers was the ability to generate illusions, defined as holograms.
Across the border.
These illusions were also capable of fooling others' senses, as they sometimes generated noise and could be touched. He once created a sea monster which roared loudly, and on another occasion generated a pile of fake dolls a villain was forced to physically dig through. He may also possess superhuman strength.
I just threw that in there. That's so lame.
Oh shit. We need better Mexican superheroes. If we gonna go with this. El Dorado.
Brown Superman. Brown Superman, yeah.
Oh my god.
Is there any seasonal movies that you guys have to watch every year?
I watched Hocus Pocus last week. You know, I actually, about Hocus Pocus, Bette Midler had like this fundraiser. T told me about it when we were on our trip, and I actually ordered it and watched it last Friday. And I live tweeted during it. It was like the most confusing shit. Like, because like they can't be together. And so it's like they had all these fucking guest stars on this. It was like a Zoom video kind of deal where like they just they had each person film like a clip and they just spliced them all together into one story. Like they had the original cast members of the movie and they had random ass people like Martin Short and Jamie Lee Curtis and some RuPaul Drag Race person and Adam Lambert sang the opening scene and fucking Elvira was in it. It was like all this shit. And for the first looking pretty good for almost 70.
Oh man.
Makeup and cleavage is a hell of a thing.
I'm gonna break that hip.
nah, man, Sherry got a new one. But not like the first 35 minutes of that shit, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And then it was like the Sanderson sisters shit came off for a little bit. Like John Stamos ended up being Satan, and it ended with like Satan wanting them to run a charity ball or something. And then the very end was like someone knocking on a door and it opened up and it was Mariah Carey, and it's like, it's my time now. It ended with All I Want for Christmas Is You.
I had, Vanessa, somebody, one of her friends that got it too, and was like, if you bought this, if you didn't buy this Hocus Pocus Zoom call, you're smarter than I am and $13 richer. And I was like, damn, I didn't realize it.
Yeah. Like, that was how I felt. I was like, at least this shit went to charity. It was funny too because, like I said, I live tweeted during it because I was just sitting here watching it on my computer because it's not like I could pull it up on my TV or anything unless I hooked my laptop into the TV. Because you had to watch it when they were airing it because you couldn't go back and rewatch it. There's no recording of it. There's no downloading it. There's no like link to rewatch it or anything. It was like you had to watch it live and that's it. So I'm sitting here watching this thing, and I'm just like. I had no fucking clue what was going on. I had no clue who, like, why some of the people, I thought it was going to be like a little short story. And all they did was get as many of their famous friends to do some fake cameos. Like, Glenn Close was dressed up as Cruella de Vil, trying to act like she was like a descendant of the Sanderson sisters or some shit. Ooh. It was like, I didn't enjoy most of it. And I'm on Twitter and it's like, it was very divided. It was like watching the presidential election. Like, half of us were like, what the fuck is this shit? And the other half of people felt like they would just enjoy anything. They were like, oh, this is amazing. And, oh, I can't believe so-and-so made a cameo. And, oh, this is great. And I'm just like, man, they could have taken a shit in the middle of one of these scenes. And you would have just been like, that's the best shit I've ever seen. Like, you'll praise anything just to, like, because you want to be positive.
It's a lot of those Zoom things going on with, you know, I think The Office did one and Community did one.
They did one for Father of the Bride.
They did?
They did?
Huh. Yeah, Father of the Bride, like part 3 or some shit.
Oh, congratulations to them. I've never seen any of those movies. But, interesting enough, well, I guess we'll see if it's interesting or not. But when you said Elvira, it got my old, you know, brain moving. And did you guys used to watch USA Up All Night?
I'm aware of it.
USA Up All Night.
Yes.
I remember it.
It was like Gilbert Gottfried was the host for a while.
Yes. But also this lady that I just put in the chat. Her name is Rhonda Shear.
I remember Rhonda Shear.
Man, I wanted to see them titties so bad when I was a little kid.
There they are.
Yeah. It only took me 34 years to see.
Worth it?
Huh? Not so much.
All right, what's wrong with them titties?
Nothing. But it was just like, you know.
I used to watch that shit sometimes when I was a kid. Like, it was like Duckman was on there. And
yeah, Duckman was awful raunchy for a show.
They used to play movies all the time, too. Like, I remember they played, like, Problem Child all the time.
Yeah, they showed, you know, midnight movies.
Were they the ones that after a while started running that bonsai shit? Where it was like, it was the copy of the Japanese game stuff where it was like, after the commercial breaks, they'd run like a little mini skit with like the samurai, the sumo wrestlers and shit. I think they brought that onto like Channel 3 at one point. But I'm pretty sure, like, Bonsai replaced USA Up All Night after a minute.
I don't remember all that. I do remember Duckman being on there. I remember Gilbert Gottfried was on there. Which, you know, disappointing. Forget Gilbert Gottfried. But when you talked about Elvira, it just brought up good memories of Rhonda Shear.
Did at one point, they run Tales from the Crypt, too?
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, man. It's a picture of her and Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was the man. Not that Shawn Michaels teeth.
I looked up, like, Elvira, like, during the show, because I was wondering, like, how old she was and what she looked like without the wig and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And it said, like, on her Wikipedia page that, like, she sustained, like, a burn when she was a kid. So she's burned on, like, 30% of her body. You just can't tell because it's, like, the parts that are covered up.
Sometimes I'll be on Tumblr or something like that. Or some other stuff. And I'll see pictures of Elvira when she was younger. She had nice red hair. Why did she ever want to cover it up with that fake
go with the big
hair?
black bouffant wig? It's just her swag.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it was pretty hilarious.
I mean, it worked out for her, it would seem.
Mistress of the Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Elvira.
Goth before goth was the thing.
Yes. I mean, wasn't goth always a thing, though?
I guess so.
Her name is Cassandra Peterson.
Yeah. The wig, like, always kind of reminded me of, like, the Bride of Frankenstein.
That's the vibe.
Type hairstyle.
That's literally the vibe, so.
Yeah, she's a nice looking lady.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah, she's lovely. She's a lovely woman. Truly she is. So, what's she, in her 60s, 70s at this point?
She's 69.
Nice.
Damn right she is.
Oh, man. Anything been going on in your world, Daniel, that you care to wish to share with the listening audience?
I just did. I shared that I watched that Hocus Pocus bullshit.
I don't know. I felt like that went along with everything else we've been watching, but I'll allow for it, sir. That's why I have no real choice in the matter. What do I do? Make your ass talk? Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I got nothing much else going on. Like, I went to the Browns game the other day. They lost. We covered that in the introduction. And then I've gone over what I've been watching on TV for the last couple of days. And besides that, I've just been working and sleeping.
This is our life.
Yeah, I got nothing else for you, Big Daddy.
It's how we roll sometimes. Gabriel, man, then we move to you, sir. What's on and cracking with you?
All right. Well, I'm not going to be the number third guy. I'm not going to be the number 3 guy to say that I don't have anything going on. I have some stuff. I will say I recently. I haven't talked about it on the show because I wasn't on last week, and the week before that, I wanted to get to Am I the Asshole? But we need time to fill, so I will fill that time. My birthday was really nice. My wife got me some great stuff, including a TV. But Gabe, you say, don't you already have a TV? Well, I didn't talk about this on the show, but the TV needed to get replaced because in 1 year, my kids broke 2 TVs. And I never told the story.
A kid broke 2 TVs. Don't put that on the
kid. Well, you know what? Hey, my older son was playing next to it, and he encouraged the other son to play with him.
Just saying. I don't want to put it off.
You're supposed to set an example as a big sibling.
Sure, but he ain't break it. But go on, chill.
I was so angry that second TV got broken, I had to head out of the house. And I headed over to Tayrell's house, where he heard me wheel and deal with the TV people. And I was just like...
We drank Uncle Nearest. We sat on the porch drinking Uncle Nearest out of the what's the glasses called, box? Glencairn glasses, because I had just gotten those glasses in. So we sat there drinking some Uncle Nearest as I explained to Gabriel how to drink whiskey and how you got to kind of let it breathe and how it gets more complex as you sip on it. Yes, I remember all of this. It was a very sad time for the Empire.
It was sad, but I thought some comedy out of it, like just wheeling and dealing with the TV people. I'm like, come on, help old Gil out. I need this TV. But I was honest with them. I said, look, my son broke the TV. Is there anything you can do for me? I figured there's no point in lying. They'll figure out that it got smashed.
Yeah, he took it up the ladder. He kept climbing until they wouldn't let him climb no more.
Yeah, I had to speak with the owner of the company, and I don't think they wanted to hear what I had to say. I was like saying shit like,
Who were the TV people? Was it the people from the brand or the people from the retail store?
Brand.
I talked to both.
Yeah.
Oh man, you were really trying to SMD to get a TV.
I didn't offer that, but I was getting there. Like, give me a TV. Man, I'll suck your dick.
Shit, I could have scrounged up a spare TV for that price.
I want a 70-inch if I'm going to be sucking dick.
At least, I mean, come on. What's the rate? It's got to be like a 6-inch ratio, like a 6 to 1 inch ratio.
So, like, the bigger the dick, the bigger the TV?
Yeah, for like every 1 inch that you suck, you get like 6 more inches of TV. Like, you know.
I'm not a professional. I can only fit so much dick in my mouth. So like, if you've got a huge dick, you're only gonna get less dick in your mouth. In my mouth.
Well, no, I'm not saying you gotta fit it all in. You just gotta work it. So like a 5-inch dick will get you a 30-inch TV.
Holy cow!
If you want a 60-inch, you gotta find that 10-inch hog.
Oh shit!
That's
What the?
I can't help but think like that because when I used to work at Goodwill, my manager at the time like was dating strippers, and like, so she like bought him like a PlayStation for Christmas the one year, and like in my mind, I didn't equate the PlayStation to what it cost in money. I equated it to how many lap dances she had to do to buy the PlayStation.
Well, it's probably a ton of lap dances.
It's like going up to Canada and having to do money conversions. I was like, a PlayStation, that's 15 lap dances.
Oh my!
Speaking of Canada, Canada is where this TV company was. Oh man, I should know the name of my TV brand. I can't remember. TCL.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, come on, man! You're Canadians. You're supposed to be nice people. I was saying all sorts of shit. Like, shit that I didn't mean. Like, I did say, like, if you help me get this TV, you got a customer for life, and it'll go a long way into me not resenting my son for a long time. And they're like, I'm not bullshitting. D-Row can tell you, he said, like, yeah, he said this shit. And I had to turn to him, and like, I didn't mean that. I'm not going to resent my son. I was just trying to get a TV, man.
Man. It is I don't even know what to do with that. The fact that it happened the first time was insane to me. The second time, I knew it was like a nightmare. I was like, oh my God, my man is like going like leave his family. It was too much. It was too much. And y'all went wildly longer than I thought y'all would without a big TV in the living room. I was taken aback, kind of impressed.
Pretty much.
Y'all managed to hold off that long.
How many of his toys did you break?
Bruh, that's me. It would have been like, okay, you broke my shit. I'm snapping Optimus Prime's head off. Let's go.
Nah, could you bring yourself to snap Optimus Prime's head off?
Probably not, but
But Jazz will get it.
Yeah, Jazz could probably lose a leg.
Rodimus Prime? Oh, you break it.
I love Rodimus Prime.
I hate Rodimus Prime with all my heart. No, I'm sorry. I hate Hot Rod with all my heart.
Let me ask this now: this new TV, is it like on like a TV stand, or like have you learned your lesson finally and like attached it to the wall? Yeah, have you mounted that bitch yet?
If he was to hang that shit on the wall, and it's no shady or whatever, but one of them children would go snatching that cord, and that bitch is gonna come down. It is where it's at. It's on the TV stand, the same TV stand, and he just works to convince his children to chill the fuck out when you're around that TV. And I witnessed that on it. I witnessed that on the night of his birthday because they was not chilling the fuck out.
I snap at him every time to get near it.
Maybe you guys just gotta get to a point where you let nature take its course. If you mount a TV and the kid still pulls the fucking thing off the wall, maybe like it's just not meant to be.
My luck, they'd survive, and I'd have hospital bills.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I love my kids. I hope people realize I'm joking.
No one doubts the love of your children because you
can love your kid and admit they fucking up.
Yeah. Also, you have not murdered them for their crimes against you, so you definitely love them. But
yeah, the amount of patience you've displayed is incredible.
Well, I mean, look, God loved my dad, but he was a hard ass, and I'm trying not to be a hard ass to my kid. I'm trying to be better than that.
But on the other hand, though, your kids are breaking a lot of fucking TVs.
I never broke a TV. Oh, I did do the magnet on the TV thing, though.
But who didn't?
I think we all did that. But it never broke the TV. It just made the picture look
I just got that discoloration on that spot.
I never did that, but I believe you.
I still don't even understand how it works. I like to I'd like to look that up at some point to find out why a magnet affected CRT TVs like it did. Like, what was the everything about CRTs was weird because, you know what I'm saying, it's literally a cathode ray tube, you know what I'm saying, it's firing an image on the back of a phosphorized piece of glass. So why does the magnet do stuff to it at all? It's just, I don't know.
It's interesting. Couldn't help herself. We were curious kids.
Yeah.
It was that and the light bulb thing where we used to like get water on the light bulb and make it sizzle.
Yes.
Whoa. I don't know if I did that, but hey.
Only one drop at a time.
So, what kind of TV did you get now, and like, where's it at and all that?
It's in the living. We had to rearrange the living room to fit it. I forget the size of it. It's a pretty decent sized TV.
I feel like it's a 55 inch.
Yeah, it's 55-inch TV.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get like a put it in like a curio cabinet and lock that bitch.
We were researching this, trying to figure out how to protect this TV for just in case. And everything costs more than the TV itself costs. So we just finally accepted that as if I have any say over my man's house. But we finally just came to terms that But does it, like, it costs more than the TV costs, but does it cost more than 3 or 4 TVs cost? Yes, it does.
Yeah, those screen protectors you slide over the TV are expensive.
I'm not even talking about screen protector. I'm talking about like making like a bubble boy type shit for that motherfucker. Like plexiglass is all over the place right now. We can get 4 pieces of that shit from Home Depot and build like a fucking wall around that shit. That shit like Mexico.
Just hang it off the ceiling maybe like they do with all the stores there. You know what I'm saying? That way you can't cough on your cash register.
That's not a bad idea.
I hear you and I see you, man. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, cause I mean like they sell like, protector boxes for Funko toys and shit. Like they should be able to get a clear plastic box to put your TV in. Strap that, screw that bitch down to like a cheap ass TV stand or something.
They do like the DIY like fish tanks that's made out of plastic. It's pretty much the same thing. Like you can buy the sheets of
so what you want
plastic and then
is a 60-inch aquarium to put your 55-inch TV in. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're gonna keep the whole operation safe.
I've really cracked down. Like he threw a stuffed animal in the room the other day, and I kicked him out of the room. Like now you're out of here. He threw it, and that's what throw it at the TV. He just threw it in the room, and I'm like, get out.
Did you eject him like a sports league referee, like with the whole like animation?
You should totally get you some yellow and red cards, and just like just soccer that shit up.
Not a bad idea.
Yellow card, you get another one, and I got to put you out the room.
Put him in a penalty box like in hockey.
Bruh. Just it brings the world of sport that we all need, but it's not so assholey. It's just a little more like, you know what I'm saying? Bruh. Don't maybe I'm not trying to go red.
Yeah, maybe like it'll help visually for them. Like anyone can ignore someone like this is your warning, but if you actually show them something like, oh shit, he put out the yellow one, I better mind my P's and Q's.
Boys are destructive.
Dot them lowercase J's. Yeah, I mean, like some kids learn better visually, you know? Maybe you got to pull out them cards and let your kids know they fucking up.
I'm glad I got it.
Like, would there be like some sort of like high terror alert card for like breaking a TV?
I don't know what I'm going to do with this. If they break this third one, I'll have to leave the house again.
Oh my God.
Because I don't want to like traumatize them, with my anger, but that'd be really fucked up.
It's actually that you take it that way. I would argue that when one's anger is just that I don't feel it's going to be a trauma situation.
I think it's one thing to be afraid of being angry around your kids all the time, but sometimes like you got to let them know that like shit ain't sweet. Like you can't like hide from it all the time, you know. But then again, they're not my kids, so I'm just like I know because I have a temper too. I just know that like if my kids broke multiple TVs, I couldn't just be like, oh, shucks. But that's what I'm saying. Like you're doing your damnedest to keep it like under wraps, and it's commendable. I know I wouldn't be able to. Like there would get to a point where like I'd have a TV breaking limit.
Like we've reached a crossroads here. Like no more of this.
No, I could take away TV.
I just bought and mailed to your house a red and yellow card, so you'll get those Saturday.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I feel like one would be like, shit happens, kids make mistakes. 2 would be like, did y'all not learn the first time? 3 would be like, all right, y'all are not getting another fucking TV until you graduate high school.
That might be it. Let's take the TV away from them. They won't be watching TV.
It's like then you have to suffer, and I hate that bullshit. You feel me?
Oh, I didn't say I wouldn't have a TV in my locked bedroom. I said they would not have a TV.
They managed not to. Yeah, they've managed so far not to break the TV upstairs, which we got for free. Why couldn't they break that one? That was a gift. That was a gift from somebody, and like that one I didn't have to pay for. Why don't you break the fucking free TV? I gotta break the TV I paid for.
Either way, you're out of TV.
You don't let them play in your bedroom, though,
they
right?
go up there sometimes and they jump around and like, stop that shit. You're gonna break the fucking bed. It's.
Yeah, see, like we were on like strict no. Like if we went into our parents' bedroom, we either had to be told to go in there to put something away or get something, or they had to also be in there and invite us in. Like, because my dad had like a gun and shit like that, so there was no like kids hanging around all willy nilly in mom and dad's bedroom. Plus, you know, he had porn, shit like that, like all the good stuff.
Either way, your head getting blown off.
Somebody head getting blown tonight.
But no, is it nice? I mean, it's a very. I know your TV, the TV you have now is a very nice TV. Mm-hmm. Is it nice having a TV again? Is it like this is the fucking shit and I miss this, or is it just like, or are you on the edge and like constantly like, how long will this one last? Like, what is going on in your mind in this situation?
A little bit of B and C.
How long will they mourn me?
Yeah, I'm glad to have.
Do you think like maybe that people take the old like floor models and repurpose an LCD into them? Is that a possibility? I know like they take them and turn them into fish tanks and shit like that. Maybe someone will take one and change it into an LCD.
I don't know. Can't
knock it on the floor if it's already on the floor. Maybe that's what you just got to do. Just don't put it up high. Just put that bitch on the floor.
Right. If you saw it, it's basically on like a buffet. So it's not even like way up in the air. It's like at a reasonable height for sitting and watching TV on the couch. But it's also at child height, and that's the problem. He was just, you know what I'm saying, he's running his car across the front of it, and he just caught a bad one.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe just hang it from the ceiling. Like you know how like people hang plants?
I might have to consider a wall mount for it, but it didn't come with one. Not this one anyway.
They're not super pricey, but it's also making sure you find the right spot. Make sure you hit the stud. It's finding out how you're going to direct your cord as to avoid anybody fucking with the cord. So, you know,
the cord would probably be easy enough though too, because like you could just like put like a nail in the wall to hang the cord from, depending on where the outlet is. Yeah. You know? So it's like it's almost like mounting the whole shebang-a-bang. At that point, if they pulled a TV off the wall, that's because they were hanging from the cord or something. But even some TVs have the cords that detach, so like it would have to be like on purpose at that point.
Where did the PlayStation go?
What? I mean, it can still. I mean, the buffet's still there.
Oh, okay. Just hang it above the buffet
and
put the PlayStation there and anything else that you want to put there.
If anything, the PlayStation ends up taking center position, so it becomes like, you know, what you kind of like design around. It's kind of nice. You know, HDMI cord up to the TV. So again, a couple of cords hanging off of it, but what are you going to do? You know.
Yeah, you also got a second controller for the PlayStation, and so they're starting to play 2-player games, less fighting.
Do they sell like tubes to run the cords up? Because like my TV stand I have in the living room here, like the TV is mounted to the stand. It's like a 2-tier shelf with a pole that goes up the back of the TV stand. The TV is mounted on the pole, but inside the pole is like there's holes at each shelf so that you could run cords through the pole. It was a way of hiding the cords. Like I didn't do it because I'm lazy and I don't have kids. But like maybe they sell like a tube that you could hide the cords in, so like you could run it up to the TV and not have the cords all flopping around, so they can't like pull on them or trip on them or something, because then they'd have to just fucking tear the tube out or something.
They make basically like plastic tubes for that, like basically just for cord management. I mean, it's a cord. I mean, it's still like a tube hanging from back in the TV, but if you get the right color, or just...
Yeah, you could blend into the wall or something. I don't know what your wall looks like, but maybe you can make it work like that. Make it like a decorative piece or something.
Paint around it. Make it look like a piece of art.
Well, flex art.
But first, before beyond all that, if it's working so far with just having to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You got to leave the room now. You know you're not supposed to be playing around in the living room because, you know what I'm saying? Because we have a history.
I guess, like, I'm just saying, like, yeah, the history thing. Like, if you know your kids are like this, maybe rather than just hoping that they don't do the worst, maybe you just got to start planning around it and making moves to try and cut them off at the pass. Protect them from themselves in a way by taking it a step further for safety.
We did get it a lot earlier than I expected, so I wasn't exactly prepared for all the protections I would need. I thought we weren't going to get one until Black Friday, if there isn't even a Black Friday this year.
That's when I thought you guys were going to wait until it was Black Friday.
And then she surprised me.
It's like Black Friday. TVs are almost like BOGO.
I wonder how Black Friday's going to go this year. Most stores are saying they're not doing a big hullabaloo about it. Like, most of them did shit during Prime Day. Yeah. Well, so the PlayStation comes out next week, and Sony announced today, as we record this, that they're not going to have in-store purchases. If you want a PlayStation, even on the day of release, you have to order online, which sucks because that just makes it a scalper's paradise, and your average man can't go get them a PlayStation. But I wonder if that's kind of going to be the wave come Black Friday. Like, just order online and come pick it up or whatever, you know?
I know Walmart is doing like a couple weeks of Black Friday deals. I seen like they got dates and, you know, certain products on certain dates, which is pretty cool. So you don't have to go to a store and rush around. Best Buy's also been doing that. You know, increasing their Best Buy Today deals, which I've seen a couple, you know, good products they've been having for Christmas. So, you know, squirreling away for Christmas.
Yeah.
I like to, I always have a difficult time for Christmas every year because my partner's birthday is Christmas Eve. And those have to be 2 different days.
I've always respected that. My sister's birthday is the 22nd of December. And my son's is earlier in December, and I have never attempted to play that whole, you know, oh, that's both your Christmas and your birthday present. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's
but if the present is that fucking good,
it's like, well, basically,
if you decide for Xander's birthday, his 18th birthday, to buy him a car. You ain't get no Christmas presents, Xander.
It just would mean
you get gas that day.
One of the like, let's say it would flip one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, oh, you got this flyness on this day, and on this day you got maybe not as great, but I'll try to make it special as special as I can.
Socks and underwear to get a car,
bruh. I mean, always.
I'd be real bitter if that was the case. Like, if I had, like, a sibling and their birthday was in the middle of the year and they got, like, fly-ass shit, and just because, like, my parents decided to fuck raw at the wrong time, I get screwed on the presents. Like, come on now.
Hey.
Oh.
They fucked in March.
That's what I'm saying. The wrong time.
March is over.
Everyone could do math. We know what comes 9 months later.
I believe it's 10 lunar months.
40 weeks.
For the math.
So February. So most likely.
Like, I'd be looking at real sideways if T was like, oh, throwing like a sweet ass party for Lee in like July or whatever. And I'm just using it like as a scenario. Yeah. And then it comes to December and Xander, you're like, oh, here's your birthday and Christmas present. I'd be like, and then you go and give Lee like shit for Christmas too. I'd be like, the fuck?
I'm just saying, there are gifts that are that good that you can be like, you know what? I don't have times where I'll be like, hey man, if you buy me this right now, you ain't gotta buy me no Christmas present.
I've said that shit and it was a lie when I said it.
Everybody knows that's a lie, but I'm saying like,
yeah, because I knew they were good. My grandma would do it anyway.
So tell me, what gift would be good enough that you'd be like, you know what? I don't even need Christmas after this.
I mean, like, I'm at the point in my life now where, like, I don't expect to get anything anyway. So I don't really have hopes and dreams as far as gifts are concerned. I know that sounds sad, but, like, maybe to some people, but, like, that's just my reality now.
The 3 people on this phone call make it a point to gift you as often as we can.
I know, and I'm not saying I'm not getting anything. And at this point, like, you guys are, like, basically where I get gifts from. Like, you gave me something for my birthday. And that was I got 2 checks in the mail. That's it. My mom didn't even send me anything this year. I'm at that point in my life now where like it is what it is.
I'm sorry to hear that. My mom still. I mean, every once in a while, and I'll even send it back. I'll just get a random Zelle from my mother like, hey, here's some money. Like, Ma, don't do that.
Well, like, my dad and stepmom sent me a check. My one grandmother sent me a check. And then T brought over some stuff and a cake. And that was my birthday.
But what I'm asking you is, what gift do you feel like could cover almost a whole year?
Cars seem like a...
I feel like if I got like a...
Cars do seem like a gift like that.
I mean, like, if I was in, like, say, Xander's position, yeah, like, if T wanted to give Xander a Mustang for his birthday Christmas, I could understand, like, being cool with that. But if you're just like, here's a crock pot, and then 2 weeks later, here's some socks and underwear, then I'm going to have an issue.
unless that
I legitimately, and he uses it almost, at least multiple times in any given week. A few years back, I got him a rice cooker for Christmas, and he loves it. It's a Zojirushi.
I'm not saying
so it's a nice rice cooker, and he loves rice, and that's why I bought it for him. I bought him a nice Japanese rice cooker.
I'm not saying that a crock pot is a bad gift. I'm just saying you're not getting out of Christmas and birthday with just a crock pot and some socks and underwear.
I hear you. I paid a lot of money for his birthday, like last year when we went to the go-kart. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot. It was a Sweet 16, so I was prepared, and I came out the pocket that dough, but I spent a lot of money. So
if I had to say for me right now, like if someone wanted to get me a gift and that was the only thing I got the entire year, like say I was in a committed relationship and they got me one gift for the whole year, like we're talking Valentine's Day, birthday, if I got, if I ended up going Jewish and had a bar mitzvah, all that shit. If it was just one thing, I think it would have to be like an extremely expensive knife set. Like a kitchen, like a butcher knife, and like just all the different types of knives for cooking.
Do you need a good knife set?
I have the couple of knives you gave me like 2 years ago, and then I have the Amazon block that I bought like 5 years ago that I've never sharpened. So my knives overall suck.
So
I actually have been thinking about getting a nice set, like a real, like not no bullshit, like one of them sets that I be seeing people use on like various chef channels and shit like that. Like my man.
Yeah, when I watch people cook shit in videos, I'm super jealous because I'm just like, it don't work like that for me. I can't put my little finger nubs there and just like chop, 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 chop. I'm just like, I gotta take like a steak knife out of the Amazon block and sit there and saw away at it like piece by piece.
You ever try to sharpen? You said you hadn't tried to sharpen them, eh?
No, I haven't.
On the back of most can openers, there's usually a sharpener, but also any reasonable or decent mug. Usually the bottom of it, the ring of the mug is just enough exposed ceramic that if you go run water in the sink and just take your knife edge over it, you can get a decent sharpener on that. It's kind of like a whetstone at that point.
Yes, it is, but you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta watch an Amazon video. I mean, not Amazon.
Oh yeah. I've been watching video. Like,
watch a video.
I listen to T, but I'm just like I kind of follow, but I need to see that before I even attempt that.
And you gotta know the right angle. You might have to take that shit off first. Like, they always say that's like it's hard enough to sharpen the knife. I'm like, and I do pay attention to that every time I look at a bottom of a bowl. Because most of that stuff it's like that, but I'm not gonna try it. I just got a regular ass knife sharpener.
When it comes down to it, too, I just want a house with a better kitchen.
I know you might not feel this way, but I feel like you could take down that pony wall.
We talked about it before. We had a whole discussion about this.
We've talked about it, but the problem is too is like I have no counter space.
Okay, so you take down that pony wall, and then you build outward that way.
Whereas I was thinking the other way.
Well,
I was thinking L toward the other way. But.
The problem is I have 2 windows on that back wall. Like if I knock out that pony wall, there's a giant window there and a giant window there. So like I could build like a counter, but I can't build cabinets or nothing. You can have a counter and then just put the cabinets underneath, or you can make the windows like a French window, like a window. I'll draw you a picture. Don't worry about it.
2021, man, new kitchen
for me.
2022.
No.
It'll be the present for the whole year. It'll just for 21.
That's the present for the whole year. That's a motherfucking gift for the whole year.
21 to 22.
Yeah, so
I'll recommend them.
Yeah, because like you could pretty much turn that into an eat-in kitchen, what they were calling. Like you turn that pony wall and then like put you talk about you won't have any counter space. You put an island in the middle of that.
Yeah, because like right now, the only counter space I have is over there by the sink. And on the left side of the sink is the dish drain because I don't have a dishwasher. So like I have like 5 inches of counter space next to the dish drain. And then on the other side, Tom's blender sitting on the counter, his air fryer sitting on the counter. Then like the butcher block and the paper towels over there. There's literally like I have like 3 inches of counter space to do any work over there right now.
So in the middle, if you build out, you put an island in the middle where you put the dishwasher in the bottom of the island.
I don't know if I have the plumbing capability to do that.
That's what the contractor does, not you. Find you a good contractor. I know your boy. I know you got one boy that know one guy that know one dude.
Yeah, you got the connection.
Because you know a lot of people.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I know you know. Yeah, see, there we go. You know a guy who know a guy right now.
One thing I definitely need to get done is I need to get the outlets replaced up in here.
Yes.
A lot of them are like the plug don't stay in all the way, so like it starts to like fall out and shit.
It's wore out. It was too girthy.
That you can do yourself. That's actually a relatively easy replacement. Plus, you put the nice ones in with the USBs. Hook it up, man.
Yeah, it's like turn the power off and it's like unscrew and like connect like 3 cables or some shit. I imagine I could do it if I really tried, because like I did the Nest. I just I don't have a lot of experience with it, so it's a little intimidating. Well,
like we say, it's usually just like positive, negative, and a ground. It's breezy. So
the only thing is you have to worry about if it's not like if it's not grounded, then you got to worry about that.
Yeah.
But other than that, you should be good.
Yeah. So I know you're handy enough to knock that out. So it is all to the good. Gabe's Kitchen is very nice. I'm saying, and I know Gabe's Kitchen from both sides, from when it was before it got done and after. It's a very they did a very good job utilizing the space and so forth. So, and I mean, I guess the kids, I guess they can't climb up to the fridge anymore. But what are you gonna do?
They got stools.
Hey, that only happened at one time, as far as we know. So I'm saying, if it happened another time, they cleaned it up, or you didn't share.
No, they haven't done it since.
There you go. So, or the snacks are lower, and they know what they're doing. So you're back at home, sir, and I realize this is whatever, but how was back at home the return to work from home after being sent back to the office going for you? Oddly enough, the show I put up today was you telling us about life in the office, but I'm asking you now of the reverse of that.
It was
how's it going?
well, I don't know if I should put this out there. It was very hard to concentrate. But it was the day after the election. I was up late the night before. I kept checking my phone for updates. Yeah. And doing math and shit, and it was like not a great day for concentration. So I don't think that. I hope that's not the measure of how I'll usually be working from home. But it was nice to get out of bed, just putz around a little bit, and then start work. I didn't even shower that day. I just rolled out of bed.
I'm just going. Fuck it. As we do this show, and like I said, I wasn't really gonna dive into this, but I keep looking at Georgia because Georgia's so close.
I was literally just looking at it too.
They're like percentage-wise tied, though in actual numbers they are not tied, and so it just is what it is. And it's just like, come on, Georgia. Only reason, and I have no I had no expectation for Biden to take Georgia, but I want Biden to take Georgia.
It'd be nice.
You know what I'm saying? I want.
Pennsylvania's closer now too. They put some votes in about 40 minutes ago. He's 27,000 down with 5% left to be counted.
And most of that 5% coming from I'm just gonna be real with you, from
absentee.
Black people, from the black from the black parts of the state. So it's like, whew.
How is North Carolina not done
I don't know. They again, some people are just being a little more conservative than I think they need to be. It's like you could have called North Carolina.
Yeah, I could have called Alaska too.
That's.
I mean, based on the percentages I just looked at with North Carolina, like he technically could still win depending on how many votes are left, because it says there's still 5% to be counted, and he's down like 70K.
Yeah.
So technically, I guess depending, I don't know how many people are in that state and how many votes are left on. I don't know how many votes 5% is, but the numbers, like if it's compared to these other states, like he could technically still win that too if he got like the majority of that 5%.
And the last time Alaska was updated, it was 1:34 p.m. and it was 62.9 to 33%, 47% reporting. It's like, just go ahead and call it, baby. It's okay. That is not even a statistical anomaly. It's okay. Again, didn't want to really talk about this. It's just, I'm really on it about this. Like I said, I never expected Georgia to be this close, ever. And like I said, we talked about earlier, the last time that happened was Clinton. You know what I'm saying? It was the last time
I'm interested in it because honestly, I thought Biden was going to get fucking romped. I didn't expect him to be in it 2 days later. So this whole thing's a shock to me.
In it and could win it.
It's wild out here.
Like, based on the area I live in and like the areas T and I traveled in on our journey a couple weeks ago, I ain't seen a lot of Biden support. So I extrapolated that out amongst the other states, and that's why I'm shocked right now.
Okay. He's expanding his lead in Nevada. That's good.
Nevada at
Not
this
by
point,
much.
Nevada ain't done shit in like 10 hours.
In fact, they said they would not have numbers. They stopped doing shit today in Nevada already. What I want you to understand is this: like, so if you run the numbers right now, what is that? Is that it's a little over 1 million people in Nevada voted. So nobody voted in that goddamn state. It's a big state.
Well, most of that state's just desert.
In Reno and Vegas, I get it. But it's still more than 1 million people in that state by leaps and bounds. They just was like, "Fuck it, I ain't voting." And so not only do they have a small populace of voting people, they just decided, "Fuck it, I ain't counting no kind of whatever." Nevada is an attention whore. Don't fall for their attention whoring. Fuck them.
Well, they got Vegas already. They need more attention.
The Hoover Dam,
Grand Canyon,
Prostitution.
Yeah, legalized prostitution, legal weed. Come on.
Maybe the donkeys are still carrying the absentee ballots up from the Grand Canyon, and it's just taking a while.
I thought you were gonna make a donkey show joke.
Oh my god!
They got to get all the absentee ballots from the dead bodies in the desert.
Man. Again, but you are, in my opinion, you are correct. Like I said, some of these states, they should just, I mean, come on, bro. Again, like I said, there is no way, unless Biden I don't know. Again, not even, literally mathematically at this point, impossible. If every other vote that came in Alaska was Biden, he still couldn't win Alaska. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how far gone this is. It's like, come on, bro, chill with that.
I saw a joke today that says something like, he's like, I've seen enough movies to know that Nevada's acting like someone who lost all the ballots gambling and has spent the last 2 days doing wacky scenarios to try and win them back.
I saw one that said, this is clearly somebody planning a heist to rob 3 different casinos in one night. So, it's like, I hear you. It's all to the good. Let me just close. I'm going to close that.
I understand, like, each state having its own rules and regulations and yada, yada, yada. I just feel that, like, something like this that involves the entire country, there should be, like, a standardized, like, regulation of, like, each state has to follow. Because this whole, like, some states counting shit before the election closed and some not starting until after the polls closed, and, like, it's fucking everything up. It's needlessly different.
Yeah, we have gotta get. But again, the people who could do something about it decided they didn't want to do anything about it. So, what are you gonna do?
Wait.
But you know what we gonna do, man? We are going to ask this question or answer the question. Am I the asshole? Each week, my partner sends me several options for am I the asshole, and we go through them. This week, she only sent me 2, and I was just like, nah, bruh. That's not going to cut it. So, of course, I hit up my man, Ant, who has sent me a selection. So, we will run through all of these options.
Those 2 weren't really good?
I don't know. I remember I don't read them. But 2, I just know 2 is just not enough when normally we have like 5 and we make a call. I mean, they might, if they're the 2 greatest am I the assholes that we've ever come across, gravy. But if not...
Am I the asshole for only buying my son 1 present?
Ant got my back. And like I said, we have more in case. Just in case. Just in case. So,
I'm sorry. Sorry for laughing.
Come.
It's a meme. It says, New Jersey, let's legalize recreational marijuana. And then it says Oregon. And then it's a picture of Tyrone Biggums. It says peanut butter and crack sandwich.
All right, let me slide these 2 over. These were the first 2. All right. In checking, both of these have been deleted by the moderators. So, am I the asshole for putting up a lock on the restroom so that people staying on a rent can't use them? I think you would be the asshole. Whatever. Am I the asshole for leaving myself in the bedroom of a creepy guy?
Okay. I might have to read.
If anything, I'm going to let Vanessa. I'm going to give Vanessa a thumbs up. She is right. Both of those. Pretty good. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he got exactly what he deserved when he pushed his girlfriend away for being a gold digger? Am I the asshole for not telling my wife that I'm dying?
Whoa.
Jesus Christ. Am I the asshole for calling my grandma by wrong name until she gets my name right? Am I the asshole for calling my white girlfriend a male mama? Am I the asshole? I made my husband pay all the vet bills because he blamed his stinky farts on the dog and caused unnecessary stress. Well, Aunt, you came through with some fire. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
That one about not telling his wife he's dying is not Breaking Bad, is it?
Oh yeah, you know they be sneaking us, but that's definitely happening. Am I the asshole for not telling my wife that I'm dying? Original post. Oh, can I click on the original post? Because there's an update. Okay. Male, 31 here. For the past 15 years, I've been dealing with a medical condition that requires constant medication and consistent doctor's visits. I had always been projected to live until around 50 or 60-ish. However, a recent complication has cut that down to 12 months, 16 at best. In about 10 months, my condition should start getting a lot worse. After 12 months, I'll essentially be living in a hospital. I am married of 4 years, no kids. I haven't had the heart to tell my wife the news. I don't even know how. We always knew I'd die younger than I wanted to, but we never expected it to be this soon. As much as I know I should tell my wife, I don't want my last year to be plagued with an impending doom. My wife and I have always talked about living abroad somewhere, maybe Australia, but we've never found the time or money to do so. I've been saving up to go to graduate school. However, I don't see much point in that now. So here's my deal. Take some of that money and take my wife to Australia for a few months and enjoy the time together. I have a job and I can work remotely from anywhere. She has a job that she can easily find work anywhere. Okay. We can work part-time and enjoy the time together. When we get back, or maybe toward the end of it, I'll break the news to her. I just wouldn't want the trip to be ruined for us by constant reminders of me dying. I know my wife, and she's very emotional, to the point where I feel like she would be crying every day and not enjoying herself. I want this memory to be a good one for her and not plagued by my time ticking down. Am I the asshole for not telling her I'm dying? Note, I have life insurance that will take care of her, so I'm not too worried about spending the money now on the trip, and I plan on talking to her about a sperm bank, just in case she decides she wants my kids in the future, as well as premise, as in demise, birthday cards and other things for her to have. Now, that being the story, again, there's an update to this, but for right now, everybody is saying this person is an asshole.
What?
Wow, that's a little harsh for a dying man.
You're the asshole. Nah, what a crappy situation. I'm sorry for you. By all means, tell her. Make this last bit of time count. Spend time just enjoying her. I know you mentioned your life insurance, etc., but make sure she knows every detail of all your finances, where investments are, passwords, where she meets the beneficiary of things, if you want title, cars, house in her name beforehand, so it's not something she had to wrangle with on her own. Again, sorry for the circumstances. Not the asshole. You're the asshole. You feel entitled to the information about your sickness. You feel like this information belongs to you solely. But the thing is, when you married the woman, you made this piece of information about your well-being equally yours and hers. You're the asshole, but I get it. It's not an easy choice to make, and you're thinking about her throughout this decision of yours to give her one last series of happy memories. But she does deserve to know that she deserves to have a say in how the next year or so will be for both of you. Good luck. I hope the doctors are wrong. The asshole, not the asshole.
Yeah, but he clearly said that when they get back, he'll tell her. So why are they trying to him out to be the asshole? Or saying he's the asshole?
You're the asshole. Do tell her. She's your wife and needs to know. You'll support each other, and I'm sure you'll enjoy your trip to Australia. The sperm bank thing is a great idea, but I would like to remember that you still have time to see your baby if you want to. This will mean a lot to the three of you. Sending you my best wishes, man. Okay, so we're going over that. Now let's jump back to the update. Hey y'all. I wasn't sure if I was going to make this update, but things are getting gloomier, and I feel that I owe you guys the closure you deserve. For all the help you gave me, as well as the multiple news stories, LOL. Although I didn't respond much due to everything being so new and overwhelming, I want each of you to know that I read every single comment and message multiple times over the past year and a half. Oh shit. I didn't realize it was that long of an update.
Wow.
I did end up telling my wife soon after my post. She took it rough as expected. It ruined me to see her that way, but I knew that I needed to tell her. She did enjoy reading through the original thread, though, as many of you had heartwarming thoughts and messages. We took the time we needed to ensure that she would be set up as best as possible. Following that, we went and spent the best 4 months of my life in Australia. The experience was amazing, and I couldn't have asked for a better dying wish. We came back just in time for COVID. Honestly, I was scared to death and still am, but somehow I've lasted this long. I've lost much of my strength, and hospice has come in to set up the house and ensure that I'm comfortable enough to die. I had thought that I would be dead by now, so it's hard to complain about getting a little extra time. I've left a large collection of greeting cards in possession with a friend, birthdays, first anniversary without me, remarriage, children's birth and birthdays, if she uses my sperm. I didn't tell her about any of these, just because some of these events aren't guaranteed. But I know that they can help if the time comes around. Overall, I'm content, about as content as I can be. There are a lot of things I would have done differently in life if I had known this would happen, but that's unfortunately out of my control. However, I do know that I did the most I could have done with the remaining time I was given. I'm just glad that I had time left while I had my health, as I know that many aren't as lucky. Thanks again for all your help. I'll answer any questions you guys have, so long as it isn't personally identifiable, which includes my medical information, as my town paper was thoughtful enough to write an article about me. Just be patient. Even typing for long periods of time gets painful.
That's a bummer.
That is the bummerest of bummers. I think that might be the worst last one I think we've read on the show.
That last one was the worst.
Oh, God, that one was just terrible. But this is sad. How about that?
Okay.
It's just people responding in kind saying they hope they wish him well and so forth. And so it kind of sucks. So, That was 11 days ago. Is from when that was written. I hope he's still with us. And good thoughts to you, sir. We leave it at that. Oh, Jesus. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he got exactly what he deserved when he pushed his girlfriend away for being a gold digger? Am I the asshole for calling my grandma by the wrong name until she gets my name right?
I used to do that shit.
Am I the asshole for calling my white girlfriend a Mayo mama? Am I the asshole I made my husband pay all the vet bills because he blamed his stinky farts on the dog, causing unnecessary stress? I don't understand how you can make anybody do anything, but
after
whatever.
that last one was a bummer. I think we need a lighthearted one like the Mayo Mama.
I agree with you.
Am I the asshole for calling my white girlfriend a Mayo mama?
It's me.
Okay, so this sounds ridiculous, but bear with me. I, 28 male, am African American. Again, once just by reading that, I know this motherfucker ain't. Because we call ourselves black. We just do. Just want you to understand that. Already this becomes flawed. My girlfriend, we'll call her Susie, 26, female, is white. And obviously so is her family. They're pretty chill and we've never had a problem and live in a fairly liberal part of the country. Now, a while back, we were fooling around, making fun of each other, and I called her a Mayo mama. It was kind of an instant regret thing, but she found it hilarious. And now it's my pet name for her. Anyway, we had to drop some stuff off to her mom the other day because she doesn't like leaving the house too much at the moment because of, you know what. So we were all talking for a little while and the pet name slipped out. I never said it in front of anyone before because I understand people might find it odd and her parents did not like it. They started saying I was being racist and clearly have double standards. Susie tried to tell them to be quiet and said that she liked the nickname. And if she doesn't feel offended by it, then they shouldn't speak for her. But they persisted. And her dad came out with one of the funniest things I've heard someone say to me in the most sincere way possible. How would you feel if she called you her chocolate daddy?
He should have grabbed his crotch and said she does.
That is hilarious because one of the things Gabe's wife constantly brings up in comedy sense is that once upon a time my son said chocolate for my chocolate daddy, and his wife brings it up and we always giggle about it. So that is a funny thing to me on levels. It's levels to this comedy. But that is a Gabe's last name family memory. So I started laughing at Susie. And Susie tried to hide her face, but she looked like she was about to cry from hysterics. I told him I wouldn't really care if it wasn't coming from a place of malice, and we decided to GTFO as soon as possible. Anyway, now Susie has been receiving messages from her parents saying they think it's racist and disrespectful, and I should apologize and drop the nickname. But she is sticking to her guns, and it's no one's business. And she even started calling me Chocolate Daddy. And honestly, I can't stop myself from laughing whenever she says it. But still, I feel a bit bad for causing an argument with her parents and causing her to be getting hounded by angry messages. Am I the asshole?
No.
Clearly not the asshole. His partner doesn't think he's an asshole. They've made just a fun time out of this. Easy. Fuck them parents. That shit is so fucking. What the fuck you got to do with this? You're not in my life. Chocolate Daddy and Mayo Mama. The bomb combo if ever there were one. I mean, she likes it, so you're not the asshole. Pet names are no one's business but the couple involved. Edit, y'all really cute. I'd be more personally insulted by the comparison to Mayo. Ew, at least call her Marshmallow. Goes better with chocolate. Not the asshole when you're both adorable. Yes, I am far more disturbed about Mayo than the racial connotations myself. But in all seriousness, not the asshole. This Mayo Mama and Chocolate Daddy are made for each other.
You got your mayo in my chocolate. You got your chocolate in my mayo.
Oh, God. No, sir. I know, sir, that. Oh, white lady here, and I do not understand mayo. My husband, Dutch Indonesian, I blame the Dutch part, slathers that stuff on pizza. I had to leave the room the first time I saw
I never
that.
thought of mayo on pizza.
the next statement beneath that one is, it's like Brazilians who put ketchup on their pizza.
Oh.
So wrong in so many ways.
Ranch and hot sauce.
As next one after that, as a Brazilian, I feel the duty to say that those who do this are a repressed minority. That was the lifting I needed after that last one. Thank you for that. Thank you for thank you for finding that. And thank you for wanting that to be read. The rest of yous. Woo! That was a good week of good eating right there. That turned out well. I'm really taken aback by the one I'm going to end on the show. I'm telling you right now, people, there is one of these that you're not going to. But that's the show.
Mm-hmm.
Applies. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Please subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Both Stays Krunchy and Milk. And follow us over on Twitter. That's at Skimpod, SKIMPOD. If you care to support the show financially and have a few bucks to toss away, well, you can join our Patreon. Where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. I've already put up this month's We Tried already. I might put up another one. It turned out that episode was wildly short, and I feel bad about that. So I might throw another episode up. We also have merch available over at tpublic.com/user/stays Krunchy and Milk, all one word. And feel free to give us a call at 216-302-8763. That's 216-302-8POD. We would love to hear from you. That was a great show.
I enjoyed it
because we had the full house, which is always nice. We were joined by the homeboy Tatum 216
right here.
Lunchbox 2099. Box, who's winning that game? At last check, the Packers were drubbing the fucking 49ers.
The Packers won like a half hour ago.
Well, we're deep in the game at this point. And
it was like 31-3 was the final score or something like that.
They should stop the count on that game. I sent y'all a tweet about that, so that's me reusing the joke. That is the real.
I might try some mayo on my pizza.
Bruh, I was worried that was not where that was headed. It was real uncomfortable in this room right quick. I was like, ooh. But thank you for that.
I thought I was going to say I might try some mayo on my Chocolate Daddy to get a 70-inch TV.
I don't think it would.
Oh, my God. I don't even know. It's like the TV right there. So you can guarantee you're going with it.
I'd probably chicken out at the last second. I mean, I'm not no homophobe, but I don't want to suck a dick.
What if it turned out you were really good at it?
We'll never know. Well,
this is why we just like I said. This is why we theorize. What if it turns out it's just like, holy shit, I know what I'm doing here.
I don't know. It seems like something you gotta love to do, to be good at.
A fair point, sir.
You can't be a dick-sucking idiot savant.
Well, that is certainly going to be your alternate title, as I can't put that at the top of the show. Oh, good God. Well, there we go. I have an actual show title and an alternate title. Gonna go take care of that right now.
It's just like something you gotta practice at.
Practice makes girthic.
I am the Internet Hero 713. You've just been Podcast 2. I'm certain you loved it. See you next week. Peace.
Girthic.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.